Listen up, knuckleheads. This here is the Outlaw Airsoft safety and gameplay video. It's chock full of information you need to have a hootenanny. If you pay attention, you'll do a lot less belly aching and a lot more BB slinging. If you have any questions during this presentation, shoot your hand up. Somebody will fill in the gaps. Have fun. Yeehaw!
Well, I was raised up by a simple man. I grew up with a gun in my hand. Taught me how.
Welcome to Outlaw Airsoft. If you arrive early, you could sign a waiver. You must sign a waiver before playing. Waivers will be available at this front window. If there are no waivers, ask an employee for a waiver. If you have trouble signing out the waiver, ask a staff member to help you. All persons under the age of 19 years old must have a parental consent waiver signed by a parent.
No.
Do you know who my husband is?
No.
He's the chief. I am the chief's wife.
Karen.
And all these cars are going the exact same speed as I am.
Karen! You and your husband, you were speeding on base. Therefore, you broke the law, so I pulled you over. I don't care who your husband is. The world does not revolve around you. Now, I said license and registration. Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
No exceptions. Under 19, including 18. If you are 18 years of age, you need a parental consent waiver signed by your parent. Thank you. Basic conduct and safety rules. No smoking on the field or the covered gear-up pit. There's a picnic table in the parking lot with ashtrays where you can smoke. No illegal drugs or alcohol are permitted at all. Threats of physical violence are an automatic expulsion.
Buddy, call your fucking hit. Call your hit, man.
Pick up after yourself on and off the field. No littering. There are garbage and recycling containers in the gear up pit. Use them. The first rule of airsoft is don't be a dick. No jumping onto or off of structures or obstacles on the field. Do not climb onto obstacles like this slippery big rock right here. Yep, that's very slippery. We're not doing that. Don't jump off super high obstacles like this. That's too far to go. Like maybe a small jump? Nope. See? No climbing of structures or trees. Cover like this that is climbable is not climbable. It's meant to use as cover to shoot behind and around. It is not meant to be climbed on like this. And then I get hit and I fall off and break my face or worse. Jumping down is also a hazard. Don't do that. Do not shoot animals of any type. Do not shoot into neighboring properties.
Which is about 1,000 feet that way. The rest of all around here is, you're fine. It's just over there. It's just generally this way at all. There's a road over there. Just don't shoot over there.
Do not move barriers or obstacles around the field. Like so. Improvise cover. Shielding. We're not doing that. We're not using it as camouflage. Do not shoot the netting on purpose. No pellet guns or air rifles are permitted. No steel BBs or projectiles. No pyrotechnics or homemade devices unless approved by staff. No tagging grenades or Thunder Bee grenades are permitted. No visible or IR lasers are permitted. Flashlights are permitted, but strobe mode is not permitted. Personal safety equipment. All airsoft goggles, glasses, and full face masks must meet or exceed the ANSI Z87.1 ballistic rating and provide a full seal around the eyes without any visible gaps. The ANSI certification will be stamped on the eye protection, and you may be asked at any time to provide your eye protection for inspection. We reserve the right to disallow any piece of eyewear that we deem unsafe. We have properly rated and tested iPro to loan to you and full face masks for rent. Be clear, we do not care how long you've been playing airsoft at other fields with your current iPro. If we deem it unsafe, you will acquire eye protection that we approve or be disallowed from gameplay. No mesh goggles, period. Lower face protection is highly recommended. Airsoft BBs will chip and break teeth. Outlaw Airsoft and the VIAS will not be held responsible for any damage to your teeth. General safety rules. Before you enter the field, for any reason, your iPro must be securely fitted to your face. Once you are on the field, your iPro is not to be removed for any reason. Important notice. Your iPro may fog up during gameplay. You are not to remove, adjust, or stick your fingers into your iPro to remove fog. You will exit the playing field and do any maintenance in the gear up pit. If you are observed on the field with your iPro off or askew, you will be escorted off of the field and receive a warning. A second occurrence will be removal from the rest of the day's play. If your iPro is fogged to a point that you can't see at all and you are unsafe to walk, raise your hand and yell for a ref. Wait there until a ref arrives to help escort you off of the field. Ref! Airsoft equipment rules. Keep your finger off of the trigger until you are ready to shoot at your target. Your finger is on the trigger guard, not on the trigger. You're not walking around like this. That's not how you... This is all bad. Bad, bad, bad. Your trigger is not a finger chair. Keep your finger off of the trigger at all times. Background. If you're preparing to shoot, observe your background. Is there a person behind your target that you do not wish to shoot? Do not shoot if there is, because he's in the background. Before entering the field, ensure your magazine is removed, your muzzle sock is on, and your weapon is set to safe. When you come off of the field, remove your magazine, point in a safe direction, and shoot a few times to remove any BBs in the hop chamber. Attach your muzzle sock. Then you can come off of the field. Pistols are considered safe if they're holstered. Otherwise, remove the magazine or propellant source. Do not shoot if there is anybody in front of the firing line. If there is a game in play, shoot in a direction where there are no players. No dry firing in the parking lot or the gear up pit. If you are a first-time player, you must have your airsoft guns chronographed by Outlaw Airsoft staff. If you have made any modifications to your airsoft guns since the last time you were chronographed at Outlaw Airsoft, you will need to be chronographed again. If you have acquired new airsoft guns since your last visit to Outlaw Airsoft, they must be chronographed. Important notice. We do not recognize chronograph stickers, markings, or verbal confirmation of chronograph testing from any source other than at Outlaw Airsoft. HPA airsoft guns must be chronographed and tournament locked every game day they are used. They are also subject to random chronograph and BB weight tests to ensure everyone's safety. 25 RPS, rounds per second, maximum for full auto. BBs. Only biodegradable BBs are acceptable for use at Outlaw Airsoft. Grenade rules. No Taggin or Thunderbee grenades are allowed. No spring-powered BB ejecting types unless approved by staff. Permitted grenade types are gas-powered sound or BB ejecting grenades. Also, staff-approved tap firing. Grenade usage and gameplay rules. All grenades have a 15-foot blast radius to simulate a fragmentation grenade explosion. If you see and or hear a grenade detonate within 15 feet of your permission, you are hit and you must call yourself out. A BB from a BB firing grenade does not have to hit you within the 15-foot radius to be considered hit. If you are behind hard cover, for example, a large tree, solid structure, or wall, and the grenade detonates on the other side, you are not considered hit. If you are in a room and a grenade detonates within the walls of that room, you are hit. If a grenade lands in the 15-foot radius and does not emit a bang sound or whoosh of gas or expulsion of BBs, it is considered a dud, and you are not hit. Only underhand throwing of grenades is allowed. Do not overhand throw. Do not throw into second-story structures, i.e. windows. Deadman switch. If a player is holding a primed grenade and is hit, they may drop the grenade and its detonation radius will be in effect. Smoke grenade rules. Only Enola Gay smoke-emitting devices are permitted. The EG-20, EG-40, and TP-40. The EG-18 is not allowed. Smoke grenades will only be allowed during local safe fire ratings. This will be announced on each game day. Please follow the directions on the device for proper usage. Red colored smoke grenades are a simulated airstrike with a 25-foot blast radius. Hard cover is not observed by this radius. If you are in a building and a red smoke lands within 25 feet of that position, regardless of cover, you are hit. All other colors of smoke besides red indicate nothing. They are just a smoke screen. Airsoft game rules. Players are considered hit and eliminated when a BB impacts anywhere on your body, head, gear. When you are hit, yell, "Hit! Hit! Hit!" very loudly in the direction that you were hit. Keep your hand in the air and walk back to your spawn point, safe zone. The louder you yell "hit" and the more frantically you wave your hand in the air, this is important, the sooner you will stop being shot at. Kill rags are recognized. They are a bright colored piece of material used to indicate that you are eliminated from play. You use your kill rag only after you have yelled "hit, hit," raise your hand and move to a safe location to do so. At that point, then you can pull out your kill rag, put it on you, and people will know that you have been hit.
And off I go.
Bounces and ricochets do not count only when you are inside of a building. For example, BBs are being shot through a window. You are not in that window. The BBs are bouncing off the wall behind you and hitting you in the back of the head. That's a ricochet. It doesn't count when you are inside of a room of a building. All ricochets and bounces when you are not inside of a building, for example, outside, they do count. Gun hits are when a BB hits only your gun. When your gun is hit, you must yell, "Gun hit!" very loudly, so that the person that hit your gun knows that they hit your gun and not you. Then you count to 10, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. When you reach 10, you must yell, "Gun back in!" very loudly, again, so that the person that shot your gun knows that your gun and you are back in play. During a gun hit, you may switch to a secondary weapon and use that without counting to 10. If you are hit during the 10-second countdown for a gun hit, you are still hit and eliminated. Fully automatic fire. Single fire. Fully automatic fire at Outlaw Airsoft has a 50-foot MED, or minimum engagement distance. If an opposing player is 50 feet or farther from your position, you may engage with fully automatic fire in short bursts. If a player is 50 feet or less from your position, you may only use semi-automatic fire. So when you are using fully automatic fire, you need to be aware of when not to use it. So if you are approaching a doorway, a really close area where somebody might be behind and you're going to engage them very close, I'm going to switch from fully auto to semi before I even make that entry, right? I'm at my 50-foot MED. I'm in fully automatic. My target to approach is this doorway right here. There may be somebody around it. So before I even move, I'm going to switch to semi-auto because I know that I'm going to be shooting very close very soon. There is a 2-foot MED for close engagements. If you're approaching a set of structures or a building where you think an enemy may be, switch to semi-automatic fire before reaching that target. If you are in a structure or building and think an enemy may be approaching to close range, switch to semi-automatic fire before engaging. Only use fully automatic fire if you are sure your target is 50 feet or farther. Mercy rule. You may offer a mercy kill on an opposing player within 5 feet only if they are completely unaware of your presence. Simply say mercy loud enough so that that person can hear you, at which point the opposing player can either accept the mercy by replying hit, putting their hand up, or they may refuse your mercy and try to fire back at you. In which case, you may fire 1 to 2 shots to eliminate the player. Silent, melee, close range kills. You may use a rubber training weapon to effect a melee kill. No stabbing, no slicing, a light tap is enough. If you approach a player and get close enough to touch them on the shoulder from behind without them being aware of your presence, all you have to do is say melee kill or you're dead while touching them on the shoulder. If you are tapped on the shoulder from behind and hear melee kill or you're dead, you are dead. You may not turn and return fire. You must reply hit or okay quietly, put your hand up, and walk back to your spawn. No blind fire. You must be able to make a sight picture down the barrel of your weapon before firing. I know he's over there. He's down there somewhere. Friendly fire counts. Trades. If you approach a wall, building, doorway, or any solid object you believe another player to be, understand that the other player is most likely aware of your presence, and you will both shoot nearly simultaneously at each other.
Hit.
If this occurs, the player that believes they were hit first will say, "You hit me first," and call themselves out.
You hit me first.
If neither player announces that they were hit first, a trade is in effect. Both players will be eliminated and return to spawn. It is very hard to discern who shot first, or sometimes feel hits off of loose clothing or hard gear during a very close exchange. If staff hear 2 or more players arguing about who shot first, both players will be eliminated and sent to respawn. Sticking your gun around a corner where you believe another player to be and firing is blind fire and strictly prohibited. Spawn camping. This is a small field and the spawns are close to each other. It is everyone's responsibility to observe, know where both team spawns are located, and use these rules to avoid spawn camping situations which can be frustrating. You will not take up a position within 100 feet of an opposing team spawn. If you can see the opposing team spawn from your location, you are not to fire at players entering, exiting, or standing at that spawn. You will allow them to exit to a piece of cover and ensure that they are back in the game before firing. If you believe you are being spawn camped and can see the opposing player from your spawn, if you shoot at that player from your spawn, then opposing players can shoot back, jeopardizing everyone entering, exiting, or standing in your spawn. Make your way at least 50 feet outside of your spawn to a piece of cover before you start returning fire. If you believe your team is locked into your spawn by another team, tell a ref and gameplay adjustments will be made. Player conduct. The first rule of Airsoft is don't be a dick. You are not to call out what you believe to be somebody not calling hits, aggressively speaking to other players about what you perceive to be a rule violation, overshooting, or other rule violations. Keep your tone of voice calm and in control. Adrenaline is a factor in Airsoft. Managing your emotions and reactions during stressful situations is new and difficult for some individuals, and a lot of older individuals that are prone to outbursts of anger, aggressive language, and posturing will receive 1 warning. A second occurrence will result in removal of the remainder of the day's gameplay. Nailed it. Airsoft is an honor sport. It is only fun if everyone is trying to be honorable. For example, calling your hits. If you're not sure, call it anyways. Was that a big raindrop or a sniper's BB from a great distance? Can't tell? Call it. Are you hiding in light vegetation and another player shoots many BBs into the vegetation all around you, but you don't feel a hit? You should probably call it. Give everyone the benefit of the doubt and they will do the same to you. Do not overshoot people. When you hear hit and see a hand go up, stop shooting immediately. Move out of the line of fire when you are hit. When you are hit and other players on your team are near you, behind you, if you do not move, you may be hit by opponents attempting to shoot at your teammates that are behind, near you, not you. Dead men tell no tales. When you are hit and walking back to your spawn with your hand up, you are not to talk to other players concerning the ongoing game or any situation that has occurred during that game. When you reach your spawn and have revived, you may speak concerning the game again. If you observe another player cheating, like not calling their hits, blind firing, shooting full auto within the 50-foot MED, you are not to call it out during gameplay. Get an accurate description of that player, a bright colored patch, piece of gear, an identifying weapon, and you come quietly tell a ref. We take dishonorable play seriously and take action when it occurs, but we need information to identify the players in question and the frequency of their infractions. It's not ratting. I need to know. It's not ratting. Headshots are allowed only when that is the only visible target of that player that you are provided. Otherwise, shoot anything other than the head. Emergencies. An emergency is any situation that requires gameplay to stop and the situation be attended to. For example, an animal on the field, injury of any type, fire. A player's airsoft gun is emitting smoke or a heavy smell of burning. Any person seen on the field without iPro on is an emergency. If an emergency occurs, our emergency phrase is no duff. If you are the source of the emergency or see the area where an emergency response is required, you are to yell, no duff, over here. No duff, over here. When you hear no duff, you are to yell no duff. Everyone is to yell no duff so as to pass it along to the entire playfield. Staff may need to be directed to the site of the emergency, so if you know for sure where it is, point and describe the location. That wall down there, there's a fire! If you do not know the location of the emergency, say nothing and do nothing other than yell no duff. There is always one person on site that is first aid certified, and there are commonly several. It is paramount that they are directed to the correct location as quickly as possible. Safety is everyone's responsibility. If there is a fire that needs to be extinguished, make your way to the muster point at the smoking picnic table in the parking lot, unless you are trained or experienced in fire suppression. First aid kit is visible on a head height shelf in the office, along with the fire extinguisher. Another fire extinguisher, water buckets, and shovels are located at the entrance of the field. Thank you for coming to Outlaw Airsoft and listening to our rule set. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you have a safe and fun day. Hello? Oh, hey, sweetness. How you doing? Okay. I'll be home in 3 seconds. Whoa, what a day. Hey, I'm home.